Hello, dear students. This is a new lecture I'm going to give you. My name is Dr. Athir Abdulhadi. This is Chapter 7, The Growth of Urban Farming. The word growth here is a noun, نمو أو تنمية أو زراعة. هنا تعني نمو, it means نمو. The word growth is a noun which can be changed into a verb to grow. يزرع أو ينمي. The word urban here is an adjective. It is related to what happens in cities. حضري. So the growth of urban farming is the title of this new passage. For most people living in cities, buying fresh vegetables and fruits means a trip to the supermarket. So for those people who live in cities and buy fresh vegetables and fruits means a trip to the supermarket. So a trip is the word trip is a noun. It means going to the supermarket simply. But how far does the produce have to travel to get to the store? What is the distance for the produce to travel from the source of its production to the supermarket? The word produce here is a noun. The vegetables or food produced in certain way. المنتج, the product. You could also consider the word production. In the United States, the average American produce has to travel 2,400 kilometers to reach the supermarket where it is sold. So in the United States, an example is given here. The product which is found in supermarket has to travel for 2,400 kilometers from the production area to the supermarket, which is a very long distance indeed. And many other kinds of produce, many types of product in the supermarkets are imported. Imported is the opposite word for exported. Imported means the goods, like food, which are brought from different countries. The word export is to send the products from one's country abroad. From other countries, especially, the word especially is an adverb here, in the winter. So in the winter, the imported goods appear to be more than the exported ones. It isn't hard. Note that the word isn't is a short for is not. So this is an example of a contraction. It isn't difficult to find fresh strawberries in the middle of January in Chicago. Strawberry is a type of fruit, فراولة, in the middle of January, the first month of the year, in Chicago. Chicago is a very large city in the state of Illinois in the United States. They have been flown in from South America. Note that the word they refers to strawberries. Strawberries, since they are plural, you can change them with the word they, the pronoun they. They means strawberries have been flown in from South America. So they reached the United States. Strawberries, they were transported from South America to the United States by air, have been flown by airplanes. The United States isn't the only country that imports food. Isn't is another example of a contraction. Is not the only country that imports food. We can say that Iraq is one of the countries that imports a large quantity of food every year and every month. Most countries do. In fact, in Japan, 60% of supermarket food comes from overseas. 60%, 60%, we can change percent into percentage, النسبة المئوية. So the supermarket food in Japan comes, comes. We have the third person singular s added to the main verb come. Food comes. Why we put the third person singular s to the main verb comes? Because it is preceded by food. Food means it. It comes. Food comes from overseas. Overseas refer to the far distant countries. In the United Kingdom, or the UK for short, some studies say that 40% of food is imported. Studies, of course, conducted by specialists in economies, should say economists. The city of London alone imports 80% of its food from as close as Europe and as far away as South Africa and New Zealand. London, which is the capital of the UK, is a very large city, imports 80% of its food from as close as Europe and as far away as South Africa and New Zealand. So London imports food from near countries like those in Europe and very far away countries like those in South Africa or New Zealand. If your bananas traveled 5,000 kilometers to reach you, are they still fresh? Note that this is a question asking about the possibility for the bananas to stay fresh while traveling for this long distance. A lot of soil is used to grow and ship the food you find in the supermarket. So a lot of oil is used. Oil, we can change it with fuel also. وقود is used to grow and ship the food. To grow, how can oil be used in growing food like vegetables and fruit? It is the consumption of oil we're talking about, how machinery used in farming, like tractors, for example, they need fuel to work and help growing those produce. Note that the word to ship here is a verb, means to yashhan, to transport the food you find in the supermarket. Many studies say that 10 calories of carbon energy. Note, لاحظوا, many studies say. We don't have to add the third person singular s to the verb say because it is preceded by plural subject. Many studies, they say. You can't say many studies says. Many studies say that 10 calories. Calorie is the word calorie. Calories of carbon energy. Carbon energy is the energy from oil or oil-based products. The carbon energy is the energy that we obtain from oil-based products or products that are based on oil. So many studies say that 10 calories of carbon energy are used to make and deliver every 1 calorie of food we eat. The calorie of food refers to the unit of measuring the energy produced by food. سعرات الحرارية. The word deliver is a verb, means to bring. And not everyone is happy about this. So not every person is happy about the burning out of oil. Some people want to use less energy, that's the burning of fuel, because Note that the word energy is a noun. You can change it into an adverb, energetic, because it's better. It is a contraction form. It is better for the environment. So to use less energy or fuel is good for the environment. The environment is a noun. You can change it into the adjective environmental. So environmental, environmental is the be. So those people, according to the chapter on colors, if you remember, are called green people because they care much about the environment. Others want to use less energy because they are worried. Worried means concerned. They fear that oil prices will rise. Rise means to go up or increase in the future. Note that the word rise means to go up instead, to increase. The opposite of increase is to decrease. Recently, note that this word is an adverb. We can change it into the adjective recent. Nowadays, the answer for more and more people is to grow their own food. The answer or the solution for reducing the energy, reducing is to use less energy, is to ask people to grow their own food, to plant trees for fruits or plants for producing vegetables. Even if they live in crowded cities, the crowded cities like the urban, it refers to urban farming. Cities, the word cities is related to urban. This trend, this idea or opinion called urban agriculture. The word agriculture, which means the process of planting and growing plants or trees, zira'a. Urban agriculture or urban farming can be found all over the world, in different places of the world. In Tokyo, which is the capital of Japan, for example, the recruitment company Persona, recruitment is a noun. We can change it into the verb to recruit, means to employ. The recruitment company Persona has been growing food inside its office building for several years. They refers to the Persona people, those who work in the Persona company. They started with a rice paddy. A rice paddy is the way rice is grown in lanes, like special areas inside their building. Recently, they moved their urban farm called Persona O2. By the way, the O2 refers to oxygen. A new building. So they moved to a new building where they are growing not only rice, but 200 other kinds or types of plants, including many vegetables. Nowadays they are growing various types of vegetables. In other parts of Tokyo, some restaurants are growing food in roof gardens, which are designed to be located on the roof of buildings or even on the outside walls of their buildings. In Frankfurt, Germany, Frankfurt is a major city in Germany. There is a popular community-based group that rents small pieces of land for people to grow their own food. So in Frankfurt, Germany, there is a popular community-based group. The word popular means well-known or famous. It's an adjective. We can change it into a noun, popularity, شعبية, شهرة. Community-based, this is a compound adjective, which consists of two words, community, which is a noun, and base, it is the past participle form of the verb to base. So community-based group means a group which is based on the society that rents to give land for and to get and have money in return, small pieces of land for people to grow their own food. Office workers can now become farmers. So office workers can now become farmers. Here to become farmers means to do the work of a farmer or function as a farmer, to do the job of a farmer, not to be actual farmers, but to do the farmer's job by coming to take care of their plants once or twice a week and enjoy eating their own fresh produce as well. Note that the verb enjoy means to have fun. The word enjoy can be changed into a noun by adding the ment, enjoyment, to the word. Enjoyment is the noun, mut'a, to enjoy, yatamatta. Another community-based group called Brooklyn Grange grows vegetables on New York City rooftops and sells them to people and businesses around the city. So there is another community-based group similar to the one found in Frankfurt, Germany, called Brooklyn Grange. The word of Brooklyn is a very famous place or neighborhood in New York City. So I think the word Brooklyn Bridge rings a bell to you. Grows vegetables on New York City rooftops and sells them. Note that the word or the verb sell has the third person singular s in it. Why do you think so? Sells, because it refers to the subject, which is a singular subject. So the Brooklyn Grange grows and sells them to people and businesses around the city. So their produce are sold to different restaurants and places in the city. Brooklyn Grange welcomes people. So it's not they, it's it. Brooklyn Grange. The group it welcomes people to volunteer with them. Note that the word volunteer is a verb. To volunteer is to provide someone with your service and you don't expect to get money back in return. يتطوع with them and learn more, to get knowledge about farming. In addition, furthermore, moreover, besides learning some useful skills. Useful is an adjective. Useful. This verb is to use. Skills, things you are good at, maharat. They say volunteering is a good way for people to get to know other people in their neighborhoods. Neighborhoods, the place near us, like the neighboring houses. الحي السكن, jiran, for example. How much food can people grow in a small spaces? This is another question that heads this new paragraph. How much food? Note that the word food is an uncountable word, غير معدوس. For this reason, it is preceded by the quantity word much. How much food can people grow in small spaces? Spaces refers to the area which needs to be occupied by something. مكان الخالي. In the city of Pasadena, California, So Pasadena is a city in the state of California. The Dervaes family grows almost all of the food it eats in an area that is only about 400 square meters. So note that the Dervaes family, these two words are considered to be singular subject. So it grows almost all of the food it eats in an area that is only about 400 square meters, which is a small area relatively. They started this project, so the word they refers to the family. The word family can be used as singular and as a plural word. So if we say that the family grows, means it, when we look at the word family as one entity, وحدة فقط, وحدة واحدة, كتلة واحدة. So the family is. But when we refer to the family as members of the family, different people, كأفراد, we say they started, means the family members started this project, a plan or scheme in the 1980s because they wanted to live their lives, they desired to live their lives, spend their life using very little or no carbon energy. Carbon energy, as we said, refers to fuel, the burnt out fuel or oil. They also have an online journal, so like a website, and a blog. Blog is a website which different opinions are dealt with or explained or discussed to teach other people how to grow their own food. In fact, it's easy to find the blogs by urban farmers. Note that this is another contraction form. It is easy to find the blogs, to come across blogs by urban farmers, made by urban farmers who are sharing their stories and like experience and farming tips. Tips refers to advice, the pieces of advice with people all over the world. Urban farming isn't just helping people grow fresh fruit. It is also helping communities, societies to develop and grow. The word develop is a verb. You can change it into a noun. Development, تنمية. Develop, ينمي, development, تنمية. And grow in city neighborhoods and online around the world. Thank you very much, dear students. This is the end of our lecture.